So this video almost got scrapped. After a month of not working on this particular video, as well as really generally not doing much of anything, I figured, why the hell would anyone watch 20 minutes, let alone 40 minutes of me talking? Of course there's some people who do, but not a lot of people. So, tell you what, prove me wrong. Watch this video to the end, because I honestly don't see much reason in making these long videos that are purely narration driven. I've gotten a lot of responsibilities in the last 2 years of my life. For example, getting a job, earning money. I have been over-promising and under-delivering recently, if I've even been promising in the first place. Another thing to mention is that my current channel was always I want to show off something cool or that I've made or someone else has made. Stemming from the 2012 to 2021 period of my life where I would make something cool but never release it or show it off publicly before I inevitably got rid of it in order to free up space on my PCs. And actually, I just realized I never wrote anything after this. I don't know why I didn't do that in the past, but oh well. I feel as if this should be said that Nomad Thunder, the creator of all the units mod for Halo Wars Definitive Edition, the mod that served as the very first video of my YouTube channel and was also the mod used in the most popular Halo Wars 1 video I ever made on this channel. That mod, the creator of it sadly took his own life around August 2024. I don't know specifics since I never knew him IRL, but it seems he was suffering from serious mental problems. We only learned of his passing in March 2025. Yeah, and even we didn't really believe it. I helped him out with his HEU mod from time to time. He periodically would describe what he wanted to do with his HWDE mod or his Minecraft mod, I believe it was a Minecraft mod. He did want to redo his entire mod, his Halo Wars mod from scratch, since it's prone to crashes. I also haven't paid much attention to my Halo Wars 2 mod, which still goes by the name Conflict Unknown. The most recent thing I did was get a map from an old development build working in the retail build. It's called Blitz Carnage War. Is it Carnage War? I don't know. Yeah, this old development build just has like working files for some of those maps. Not just Blitz maps, some other maps as well. On the topic of Halo Wars 2 mods, Cutesy Thrower 12 has also been playtesting builds of his Halo Wars 2 mod, Project Nephilion, which is ironic considering I was the one who taught him how to mod Halo Wars 2 alongside Black Fan and a few other people. I still have yet to make like a proper public build of my mod. The only two releases on my mod were basically just really hastily thrown together dumps of the build of the mod in order to preserve it because of the risk of me losing it. It is highly likely now that I will give CT12 most of the assets that I made for my mod, because I still have some of them, not all of them. I actually had redo a lot of the mods that I actually don't remember, but I feel as if I did lose a few things at some point, so I'm having to redo that again for a third or fourth time. Yeah, no, this really is it's just getting annoying just having to redo all of my work. It is partially my fault, but still. Project Affiliate also has its own Discord server, so if you want to check that out. I'll probably drop the link to it in the description, the Project Affiliates. If I don't, then let me know. So, in regards to Filmmaker, so after this long, lengthy intro, so the entire point of this video, or, well, the original point of this video was to go over a whole bunch of my old videos that I've uploaded on my channel and just go through and talk about them. And to give you a bit of context, I recorded all of that like 4 months ago, according to the date on the video file. I recorded that over 4 months ago, which is a long time. On those recordings for a long time, and then I eventually stopped. And now I have a new microphone. I don't know if you noticed, but like I hopefully sound better. But yeah, I have a new microphone now. And so I have like just like about like 60 minutes of old audio with like the old microphone. And I haven't re-recorded it, or if I haven't even considered I want to re-record it. It's going to take a long time, or if I'm just going to like rework the video or something like that. You'll hear more from me eventually.
I've always wanted to make a special milestone celebration video, but I've always either gotten caught up in IRL stuff, or I just forget. Or I get distracted by other things. That too. A year ago, I hosted a poll regarding what you people would like to see me talk about regarding the channel. So let's begin.
No, you don't!
Going back to where it all began, let's play a guessing game. Guess which one of these SFM animations is actually the oldest. While you do, then I'll talk about the 2 videos that didn't get made. First one was a playthrough of a Halo 1 mod on Master Chief Collection. I don't recall the name of it, but it was mostly an attempt to use VSDC, the video editor, which I failed miserably at. I felt that my editing was so bad that I ended up scrapping that video. Later on, I tried making a video about the cut content of Halo Infinite, which had recently come out at the time. I thought I could make a video that showcased the unused and unfinished content, while also giving my own thoughts on whether or not the aforementioned content may end up being finished. The problem? Because of course, I couldn't figure out how to spawn the really interesting stuff, like the pump shotgun or the laser rate or the Cougar APC. I gave up on that video after I'd made the intro. I ended up remembering that the background footage used for the cut content intro, as like a temporary sort of thing, was a full playthrough of the first mission of the Halo Wars Definitive Edition mod, All the Units. This was, by that point, an old recording. It was, I imagine, a few months old at that time. I had just temporarily used as background footage. So I decided to make a new video out of it entirely. And I was like, okay, let's just do some editing. So I put Ace Combat music over it, thus creating the very first video ever uploaded to my channel. So anyways, the oldest SFM animation uploaded to my channel is Downtown Retreat. Anything older was lost long before I got the urge to get back into SFM or to make a YouTube channel anyway. Downtown Retreat was simply taking too long at the time, which is why I ended up making 2 shorter SFM animations, FPS Animation Test and Broadsword v Seraph. FPS was one of the things to come out from my brainstorming sessions. I don't call them brainstorming sessions, but I just use that word in order to give you all a better idea of what I meant. I immediately knew what I wanted to do: the pistol slide breaking, the SMG stock out, and the oversized Magnum. The pistol slide bit was inspired by a toy pistol I used to mess around with. I don't know where it went. Simply put, pulling the slide on the toy would cause it to get misaligned when it came forward. The SMG stock came from when I was making the first channel banner. I was trying to use a silenced SMG model from Halo 3 ODST, and I extended the stock to make my character hold it comfortably, otherwise his wrist was bending really weirdly. Only for the stock to abruptly end, which I simply worked around by taking another SMD stock. Broadsword v Seraph is literally a cinematic from Ace Combat 7 recreated in SFM. Only thing to mention is that the map I used was so small, I had to split the first shot into two in order to prevent the broadsword from flying out of the map. Also, I recall originally using a picture of Ace Combat Zero's Excalibur for the credits background, but I for some reason went back on that decision. I don't remember why. Reach Invasion Halo Wars was another old recording I had lying around, which I ended up slapping music over. Nothing else to say really, I just included more tracks from other games that I liked, like that I enjoy, like Metal Slug. I would say the same for Higher Power Chaos, but I won't. I have to mention that I actively hate this particular video. I recall wanting to use Source Filmmaker or Blender to put random stuff in the background of the in-game clips. Like, I don't know, you just see a lich off in the distance, for example. But I ended up drawing the line at just sound editing. So there's just this weird disconnect or something. I just don't like it. It does have one of the funniest audio edits I've ever done, though. It has to be up there somewhere. I don't have a tier list or something like that.
I don't think so. I'm driving. We spotted! Whoa, whoa, whoa! They're right on top of us!
We're at position. We have eyes on the enemy flag.
Multiple positions. Oh, God, I can't freaking shake them. Oh, I'm glad to see you. What the hell? Hell no, I'm not dead. Get ready to kill. I'm not right for letter for that guy. Got him in my sights.
And the music I used around start was uploaded by someone who I don't recall, because I simply took the music, used it, and didn't note down who or where I got the music from. Yeah, it was the old days. Well, downtown retreat time. The session file for this one was called ODST Tank Inspired Scene, because it's literally inspired by that one cinematic from Halo ODST with Mickey asking where's the fighting at and whatnot.
Take a guess, genius.
Hold on, I didn't check if it was Mickey or I think that is the reason why this one actually ended up being finished, unlike the several dozen others. Because I had a solid source to be inspired from whenever I was like, okay, now what? Because I still vaguely recall the time I loaded up the nighttime version of Rottenburg, the MVM map, brute forced my way into getting a robot assault carrier model that actually had proper textures, and painstakingly trying to get a human heavy to shoot at MVM robots before I realized I had no bloody idea what I was doing, where the story should go and whatnot. So I just ended up dropping it because I felt like it just wasn't worth it. Pot-busting soldier, oh god, I am not kidding when I say that I had to redo this animation 4 bloody times. Meet the Soldier Remastered is very nice, but it has so much random clutter from the multiple F11 recordings to the point where they can absolutely prevent the session from being loaded up. That is what happened. I would literally attempt to load the session up in SFM and it would crash. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, totally. And also, I spent an awful lot of time on making kit bashes of the vehicles, bots, and other random equipment. I kind of feel as if it was some kind of survival strategy I had in order to make sure I didn't just completely get burnt out on doing the exact same thing 3 times in a row. And so it would be a shame if I didn't provide better images of these and like a list of like some of the models I use for these. speaking of designs, here's the arcade tank that I made during version 2 or version 3 of this animation. I unfortunately did not remake it for the last version, the one that ultimately ended up being finished and uploaded. Here it is anyway. Before I ended up deciding on what to put in the background of the second last MTS shot, I had a sniper expressing frustration over his broken down land by kicking it. I eventually ended up deciding on a crashed blimp with a cargo helicopter flying towards it. And then the blimp was actually retroactively added into a previous shot. Oh, and by the way, the intact model is from the Frontline.tf model pack, but the crash model of it is from the Creators.tf MVM event. They have an entire model pack of theirs, so whenever they make a new one, I always just download it because I'm like, ooh, good goodies. What goodies are inside? I wonder how I can use these. The nighttime scene was made since I didn't know how to modify the lineup shots in any way. I actually could not make use of volumetric lights in this scene because the camera was inside the map with everything else being in the skybox, so search engine shenanigans struck again. That's interesting. This was supposed to be a mini-series where I showcased some trivia or interesting things I found regarding Halo, Ace Combat, Half-Life, etc. Unfortunately, I never made another video after this one. As a matter of fact, after I made this video, I received new information regarding the Red Team Warthog I talked about in this particular episode, the video. Back when dig sites existed, because, wow, they fucking died. A community-driven project with Halo modders and with the industry's employees. For those of you who do not know, Ken posted a picture of the Spartan Warthog model that he had found within the archives. It even had a portable nuke, which is not something I or anyone else actually knew about. Alert! I'm probably stretching this video out too long to the point where most people wouldn't even bother watching it. So I'm going to cap it off with an old animation I never finished, but I was able to back it up. Total chaos. I'll just show you this absolute masterpiece. So yeah, for those of you who did not realize, that was sarcasm. This thing is just meh. It's not good at all. Yeah. So there are some interesting tidbits to share. The sniper ragdoll was not intentional. That was just me failing at understanding SFM physics. The Banshee firing a TF2 rocket was a stand-in for a fuel rod bolt. This shot right here, this entire thing is a prime example of a really bad habit I used to have, which was every little thing has to be visible. It really didn't bode well, since you literally do not understand what to focus on, like what is going on. The shot of the Cobra being destroyed would later get resurrected in Halo in 2045, which is neat. The shot after the Scout turning on the music was supposed to basically be Tip of the Spear's intro with a bunch of different vehicles moving forward, before a whole bunch of stuff brings down the Scarab. This was revitalized to some extent with the Total Chaos, the animation that was left unfinished due to unforeseen consequences. That animation was going to be reworked with some semblance of an actual plot. I'm changing accents right now. Yeehaw, partner. Though I never got around to doing that. I lost the session, and the sheer thought of having to redo everything again bloody demoralized me. Apart from what you're seeing now, nothing else has been made regarding the remake of Total Chaos high-profile assassination. And right now, looking at the total chaos right now, I was kind of cooking like. Why did I abandon this? This was kind of fired. I had a working formula. I mean, look at the analytics. They don't lie to me. They talk to me. The voices already. The analytics, they're not lying. People did actually. The 100 people who posted on this thing, they were fucking excited. Or they got excited.
We need a dispenser right here. Boy.